Hey guys, you're back here with Credit Connector. Remember, this channel is about you guys. I'm here to help you and show you how to understand your credit, how to fix your credit, and how to go out there and leverage that credit. Also, remember, I'm still dropping my VIP mentorship that you guys can still get in for free. We have like 300 mentees and we're growing. We are going to start going live, but all those classes are full of a lot of gems. Also, tomorrow, December 19th, we're going to be announcing two winners, one on the English side and one on the Spanish side. These winners are people that have provided a lot of service. You know, they've given their service to other people in that mentorship. They've dropped gems, they've interacted, they've asked questions, and they've basically helped and served other people for nothing in return. So these are the type of people that I want to reward in my mentorship. So each of them are going to get $100, which I'm going to send them through Zelle or through Cash App. And that way they have some extra money now for the holidays. Okay. In this video, what we're going to be talking about is if you have bad credit, or you're trying to rebuild your credit, or you just got to this country and you have no credit, or you're just somebody that started new in credit, what are the best secure cards to get? And remember, I always talk about maybe there's a card that might work for someone and it might not work for you. So you guys can listen to them, and then you guys are going to be the judge of which one works for you. Also, a lot of people ask me, well, why do you have to get a secure card? Because credit is everything in this country. And if you don't have credit, you're not going to be able to buy a house. You're probably not going to be able to buy your business. You're not going to be able to go out on vacation unless you work hard and you save all that money. And then what happens? If you use your own money in case of an emergency, you're not going to have any money, or you're not going to have a credit to leverage. So credit is really important. And I always tell everybody that with credit, you can have everything in this life, okay? Especially here in the United States, that we are lucky because we are able to leverage credit and to use credit, okay? Banks do lend us money with nothing in return. They just want us to pay that money on a monthly basis back. So always remember, try to work on your credit if you don't have credit. And if you just got to this country, guys, try to be responsible with that credit, okay? So one of the first things that I'm going to tell you with credit is that a lot of people think that credit is bad. If you have a compulsive, personality, and you're just going to take your credit card and you're going to be reckless, then maybe credit is not for you. But if you're responsible, trust me that with credit, sky's the limit. You can have everything here in the United States and outside the United States. Okay, so I'm going to go through some credit cards that I think are good and why. Okay, I'm going to give you my opinion. It's up to you which ones you think that might be helpful for you. The first one I'm going to give you, if you are a member or you can be a member, is the Navy Federal credit card. Why is that? Because Navy Federal is known to give high limits on their credit card. So if you manage to fix your credit or to grow your credit with them, you might first start with a $200 secure card, but you might end up at the end with an $80,000 credit card from Navy Federal. So that's really important. Their first card that you can apply with them, which is the secure card, is the End Rewards card. It does graduate after 6 months if you've paid it on time, you've had the utilization low, and you've been responsible. Not only can it graduate, but it can also increase your credit line. So that is really important. That means that once you graduate, they do give you the deposit back. And they also, when you're using that card, they give you 1% cash back. You have to read all the little fine print. It has no annual fee, which I love. And like I said, with Navy Federal, that's why a lot of people want to get into Navy Federal, because they are known for their high limit credit cards on the personal side. So this is a great way to build brownie points and internal score with Navy Federal, and also build your credit. Okay, even if you're going through a bankruptcy or you have bad credit, you need to keep building credit and put positive trade lines in your credit while you're taking care of the rest. Doesn't matter if you're disputing the credit or what's going on, you need to build credit. Okay, so that would be my number one. The number two, which is probably the number one, but I put it as number two just because the Navy Federal gives you such high limits is the Discover 8 Secure card is an amazing card. Again, has no annual fee. It does graduate after 6 months. Sometimes they say a year, it all depends. And one thing with the Discover card that it gives you 2% on cash back, and it gives you up to 2% up to $1,000 every 3 months. So every quarter you're going to get this benefit on, I think it's gas and restaurants, and all the rest I think it's 1% cash back. So it's amazing. You got to definitely go in there and look at all the fine prints, but the Discover 8 would probably be the number one card. It's just that Discover is not known for giving high limits like Navy Federal, and it doesn't have all the credit products like Navy Federal. That's the only reason why I put it on number 2. Also, you have the Capital Quicksilver, okay, card, which is also pretty good. You could get you do get cash back. It could graduate after 6 months. Sometimes it takes a year. It all depends, and it does match the cash back for you. Okay, and it also has no annual fee, which is really good. It all depends. If you want to have Capital One cards later on, if you want to have Discover cards later on, it all depends what you're looking for. So those are just cards that I'm telling you that you could get. The fourth one on my list is Bank of America. That's another card I like. Why? Because Bank of America is a great bank. So that means once you build and you reestablish your credit, you're already in the ecosystem with Bank of America. It would be easier for you to get other credit cards with Bank of America. Their secure card is the customized cash rewards card, which is amazing. You can start with $200, no annual fee, and this does help you a lot. So having these cards with one, you can end up having 2 cards. So it's really important. Also, the other card I'm going to talk about, it's another credit union. It's called DCU Credit Union. Actually, it's very, very good. It's the Visa Platinum, no annual fee. This one is going to check Equifax, and it can go from anywhere. I think the minimum deposit is $500, but you can go up to $5,000. This is a great way to create a trade line on your credit, guys. With the DCU, you do have to put $5 in your savings, and I believe you need to donate like $10 to one of their charities or something like that. So it's like $15 to open it, but it does graduate as well. So credit unions are also very good, especially for people that their credit is not that strong. They're there to help the public. They're not like the bank for the money. They're for the shareholders. So always remember that. Okay. Another one that I want to talk to you about is U.S. Bank. I think has 2 of them. It's the U.S. Bank Altitude and the U.S. Bank Cash Secure Visa. So it depends which one works for you. Just go in and read the fine prints, okay? Also, guys, there's also the Open Sky. The Open Sky actually has 3 different cards. It all depends what you're looking for. I think there's one of them that doesn't have an annual fee. You have to go in and do your research, okay? But it has no credit check, so they're not going to pull your credit. So if your credit right now is like really shot, then that might be the card for you. Also, Shine, okay? With the Shine Credit Visa, how they work, they work with the money that you have to have in your checking account. So you do have to open a checking account with them, but they do, they do report to the credit bureau, so it does help you build credit. And also when you buy something, they take the money, so it always reports that you're on time making payments, okay? With Chime or Chime, it all depends. That's CHIME Credit Visa, okay? You do have to remember, a checking account with them, so it's really important. And with all these cards, it all depends. Some of them do give you an inquiry, some of them don't, but it all depends what you're looking for. Sometimes, even if you're doing a secure card, you don't get approved. So you have to look for cards really that, are willing to work with you right now. If you're like in the middle of the bankruptcy, or if you're in the middle of, if you haven't paid all your credit cards, but you need a credit card. Remember, even when you're going to rent a car, or, sometimes if you want to book a hotel, if you do it with your debit card and then you cancel the reservation, you might not get your money back. If you go rent a car and you don't have a credit card, they might put a really large hold on your debit card. Okay, and until you bring that card back, they're not going to release that. So that's really important for you to understand how important it is in this country to have a credit card. Also, when you're traveling, it's not the same to give your debit card than your credit card. If your debit card gets hacked, remember that is your real money in there. So it's sometimes, you'll probably get the money back, but it's a little bit more difficult. If your credit card gets hacked or somebody takes your number, it would probably be easier. So that's really important. Okay. And also the other bank I'm going to talk to you, it's PNC. PNC, you do have to live in the area. You have to go in person to get their secure card, but you don't have to have a bank account with PNC. PNC does work with people that have a 300 credit score. That is the lowest credit score that you can get, so it's really important. You do need to have at least $300 to give down, okay? And remember, when you open a secure card, what they do is they lend you, you use it, but you're using it from your own money that you have there secure. Some cards graduate, some cards don't. So it all depends what you're looking for. Do your research, and it's up to you. But I would advise you, because a lot of times when people are building their credit or they're in credit repair, they tell you, don't apply for this, don't do that. That's not true. If you start putting the positive trade lines, positive blood back into your credit will start growing and will start improving again. So it's really important, guys. Okay. Remember, like, subscribe to my channel, give me a comment. This is the only way I get to know you. I'm not an attorney. I don't give legal advice. This is just for us to learn from one each other and for entertainment reasons only. Remember, this is Jackie from Credit Connector. Until next time, guys.